Good morning, members and friends of Calvary. It's time for your video devotion of the week. Today it comes from Luke chapter 17 and kind of a familiar story. Brother Lasacco and I were talking about this story on Sunday evening and maybe kind of do a little research and found something out I thought would be appropriate on this Thanksgiving Day. Chapter number 17 and verse number 11, it says, "And it came to pass as he, Jesus, went to Jerusalem, that he passed through the midst of Samaria and Galilee. And as he entered into a certain village, there met him 10 men, which were lepers, which stood afar off. And they lifted up their voices, and said, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. When he saw them, he said unto them, Go show yourselves unto the priest. And it came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed. And one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, and with a loud voice glorified God, and fell down on his face at his feet, giving him thanks. And he was a Samaritan. And Jesus answering said, Were there not 10 cleansed? But where are the 9? There are not found that return to give glory to God, save this stranger." So Jesus heals 10 men of their leprosy. Leprosy, of course, was a disease that was debilitating. It would slowly rot away the flesh. There was no cure for it. If you got it, you were going to die. And so these 10 men are standing away from Jesus. They yell at him. Jesus says, Go show yourselves to the priest. As they go, they're cured of their disease. 9 continue on with their lives. The other one comes back and falls at the feet of Jesus and gives him thanks. While there's many applications and many principles that could be learned from this, here is my thought. The 9 that didn't come back, their lives were forever changed. Their lives were spared. They were their dignity, if you would, was restored. They didn't have to suffer the wrath of the disease and the debilitating nature of the disease. They got to go home to their families. They got to resume their lives. And so they would never forget that day. That day forever changed their lives. It gave them their lives back. And so I'm going to just somewhat use a little logic here. It's very likely when you press them about that day, when you talk to them about that day, that they were thankful for that day. The difference between the 9 and the 1 wasn't one was grateful and one wasn't. It was that one expressed their gratitude and one group didn't. And we could argue that the one was more thankful because he did express it, and certainly there would be some good evidence of that. But the challenge this morning is this. I think if we stop and we're pressed, are we thankful for our health? Yes. Are we thankful for our spouse? Yes. Are we thankful for our church? Yes. Are we thankful for our salvation? Sure. I mean, all of those things, when someone stops and asks us about it, we would respond in the affirmative. Certainly, I'm thankful. The difference between those, though, who give God glory and those who bring honor to God and those who don't are those that express it and those that don't. And so this morning, on this Thanksgiving morning, it's not sufficient that we be thankful. To give God glory, we need to express that thanks. And so I would challenge you to find different ways, different mediums, different avenues to express thanks today to the people that are in your lives, and certainly to the God that gave us our life. So from my family to your family, from Calvary Baptist Temple on out, happy Thanksgiving.